Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had your prima, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have them smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the newest Patreon members. Abuelitas Journey, Chevelle 66, Guerrero, GiGi, Jack Waters, Marius, Michigan Wolverines, Nova, Andrew, Angel, and Linda. If you haven't already subscribed to that Patreon, go ahead and hit that link at the description below. This episode right here is gonna be about the use of force process in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. All right, what it looks like from the beginning to the end and all the shenanigans in between. I'm gonna make this as simple as possible, right? This is what it should look like per policy and procedure. Let's say you have two inmates on Alpha Yard at RJD, right? Donovan. Inmate Jones and inmate Smith engage in a fist fight. They start fighting on the yard right there in front of program, trying to PC up, right? For those of you guys that don't know, if you're fighting in front of the sergeant's office, it's because you want to be seen and you want it to be stopped immediately, right? Other than that, you would be fighting where nobody can see you. The young officer comes out. He sees two inmates engaging in a fight, right? It meets the criteria for use of force, right? He has to gain compliance, overcome resistance, effect custody, and subdue an attacker. Goes, right? He pulled out his pepper spray, starts shaking it excessively for no reason at all, right? And aims from approximately 6 feet away, let's say 6 to 12 feet away, right? In the eyeballs, right in the eyeballs. The inmates comply, they get down, the officer goes home, tells their loved one, "Oh, I did it, babe, I did it, I used force." Happy as can be, feeling like a peace officer on the block. You've got his badge, he's looking at his badge, right? That's right. Hero of the day. He's thinking everything's fine and dandy, right? Why wouldn't he? Hey, two inmates fighting could possibly lead to serious bodily injury, SBI. He used force within compliance of policy and procedure, right? And quelled the violence. Wrote his little report, went home, bragging about it for days. Dude can't stop talking about it at all his family gatherings. He's the best, right? Put him up there with the Fallujah war veterans. The dude is the best, right? Not so fast, buddy. Not so fast. All right, it has to go through a process. He writes his report. The sergeant's role is to review the report, right? The sergeant has 2 years in the department. They took a test, they interviewed, they got their little red pen out. Oh, you misspelled a word here, buddy. Oh, man, buddy. Starts red marking the report, right? 837C. Now it's on Psalms, whole different thing. It's on the computer system now. Now it's the lieutenant's job, right? The lieutenant likes to kick back, drink coffee, shop on Amazon, not be bothered, right? Because they did their time or should have done their time. Times are different now. I can't explain it, right? They come and the lieutenant gathers all the facts, evidence, documents, reports, right? Now they got body-worn camera. I'm not even going to go into body-worn camera. That's a monster in itself, right? They're looking, let me throw in body-worn camera in there. I'm not hiding anything. Never have been. Never will. So I review the body-worn camera. Okay, look at that young stud coming out there in all his glory. Look at those two inmates fighting in front of the program office, trying to PC up. Man, wow, another day at the office, right? Oh, another dumb email from another dumb captain. Here we go. There is a form called 3010 Use of Force Critique, right? 3010. Basically what that states is that the lieutenant determines whether that use of force that that officer used was or was not in compliance with the use of force policy, training, and procedure before the use of force happened, the pepper spray, during the use of force happening, the pepper spray, and after the use of force happening. So we got to make sure that these cops were within policy, or if not, we got to document it, right? It is a yes or no, a little bubble, right? Okay, Lieutenant Farrell being around the block, having to spray my fair share, right? Babe, looks good to me. Looks good to me, man. Looks good to me. The report matches a body camera, matches right? Now it goes up to the captain's level. 3011. 3011. First managerial review. Their form is similar to ours, but it looks like I concur or I do not concur with what the lieutenant said. Meaning I agree or I don't agree. They choose what they want, right? What they want. They forward it up. Now 3012, 3012, CDCR 30. Second managerial review. Now the associate warden of Alpha Yard will look and say, yes, I agree with the lieutenant and the captain, or no, I don't agree. I saw something that they didn't catch, right? Or that they didn't see. That's the process. 1, 2, 3. At any point in time, that can get forwarded for another review, pretty much investigation, right? It pretty much, if something is out of line, we see it, we document it, everything, oh man, this didn't add up, it gets forwarded to an investigation, right? If an inmate makes an allegation, oh, that officer pepper sprayed me for no reason, that is an allegation of unnecessary use of force. That's getting forwarded for investigation, right? So there are protocols in place to catch any wrongdoings, right? Now here comes the problem. Here's the problem. I've already told you about personal agendas. I've told you about incompetent individuals. I've said, and I'll continue to just preach this, right? Because it's a problem. Well, just when you thought you were done with the lieutenant, captain, and AW review, there is a last thing called IERC. It stands for Institutional Executive Review Committee, something like that, right? It's in DOM. Basically, all the head honchos with the chairperson, the warden, sits in front of the classroom, right? Classroom 1. Sits there high and mighty in their chair, thinking they're somebody because they got a title with a little A for acting attached to there. And then they got the chief deputy warden, who was never a correctional officer, right? Came up the ranks through an office technician or something crazy like that. Or plumber. They do be doing all kinds of weird things. Or a teacher, or a culinary, I don't know, right? The point I'm trying to make is you didn't have to be a correctional officer to reach the rank of associate warden or chief deputy warden or warden. I didn't make those rules. I don't know. It's probably what's part of the problem. You have a person from the Office of Inspector General in there making sure that everything is ran accordingly. That's their role, right? That's their role. Everybody's in there for a personal agenda. It is beyond me. How do you know, Hector? Because I've sat in numerous IERCs, right? Numerous. I was a public information officer, the PIO, the guy that stands up in front of the camera. Probably what made me really good at the YouTube thing, right? So, hats off to CDCR, even though I didn't attend their training, right? This is just communication skills. So, they go around the room and they give their 2 cents Oh, I think the officer should have done this. Oh, you know what? I think the officer should have yelled, "Get down!" for the 150th time. He only said get down 149 times. He should have done it 150 times. He is not in compliance. We will forward this to the Office of Internal Affairs. I'm trying to get promoted here, guys. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, right? Then you got the chief deputy warden. I agree with the warden. I agree with the boss. Lady, how can you be agreeing with anything? You were never a cop. You have no idea. Everything is being ran wrong from the top to the bottom. Listen to me. Somebody, anybody, help. Help, right? I almost thought about writing help on a piece of paper and holding it up, right? But I don't have to. Then you got the buffoons at the associate warden level and the captain level. Oh, yeah, boss. Great idea, boss. Yeah, man. You know what? You're right. That officer should have yelled, "Get down" for the 200th time. I'm gonna do you up, boss. Excuse me? Oh, God. So, man, there is a thing called Graham versus Connor. Okay? Supreme Court case law. Graham versus Connor. Graham versus Connor specifically states they should not be doing that. In other words, they're breaking the law. They're breaking the law. Well, Hector, you keep saying Graham versus Connor. You used to preach to the troops when you were a lieutenant at Donovan. Graham versus Connor. What is it? Well, let me tell the whole world to know what it is, right? Get out your notepads. Graham versus Connor basically states that the use of force shall be judged by the perspective of the officer on scene at the time of the use of force incident, not through hindsight 2020, meaning he should have done this, she should have done that, right? So not only are these administrators violating policy and procedure with their incompetence, buffoonery, and personal agendas, but they are actually violating the law, right? It is kind of a big deal considering we swore in to uphold the law, right? Wow. What a concept, right? So that poor cop that was celebrating at the Thanksgiving party just gets served a notice of investigation. Hey, buddy, you are under investigation as a subject for an excessive and unnecessary use of force incident that happened on January 3rd, 2018. What? Next thing you know, the cop is depressed, right? His wife leaves him. He hates his life. He hates his job. He starts looking at other ways to make income. Right, this dude is just down in the dumps. The dude caught the blues. He caught the blues. Not only is he catching the blues, he's getting involved in more incidents as time progresses. And that administration is just forwarding all these up for investigations. You can't win. You can't win, right? So, next thing you know, the cop is so depressed, right? He barricades himself in complex with a gun and with liquor. Hector, that's it. Hector, you're going too extreme now. Hector, you're going too extreme. You're not happen, not possible. God damn. Keep pushing forward.